the first time since 1999, the boxing world has an undisputed heavyweight champion, and his name is Alexander Usyk. The pride of Ukraine got the job done against the once undefeated heavyweight great Tyson Fury. He wanted a split decision. It was 114, 113 for Fury, 114, 113, and 115 to 112 for Usyk. I personally had Usyk winning 115 to 112. This is how I had it going. I had Usyk winning the first 2 rounds. Then I had Fury winning 5 straight. And then I had the opposite, and I had Alexander Usyk winning the last 5 rounds of this unbelievable heavyweight battle. This was an incredible fight. We talk all the time about, does it live up to the hype? Will it live up to the hype before a huge fight takes place? A lot of them don't. We saw Spence Crawford back in July, the last huge undisputed boxing championship bout. That one didn't live up to the hype, was a total one-sided beatdown by Crawford in that one. But in this was a highly competitive heavyweight match between Usyk and Fury. And Usyk has propelled himself, to me right now, as the best #1 pound-for-pound boxer on the planet. It's that simple. Inoue and Terrence Crawford, as I mentioned, they have a great case for that #1 spot. But for me, when you step back and look at not just this singular win, which this singular win in Usyk's case, beating a guy in Tyson Fury who was viewed as the best heavyweight of this era, with guys like Anthony Joshua and with guys like Alexander Usyk and Deontay Wilder and this class of guys. Tyson Fury was viewed as the best, and not just the best by a slim margin, but the best by a big margin for the past decade plus. And Usyk has really put himself above all of them in such a short time, because let's not forget, Alexander Usyk, we can go back. First, he was an Olympic gold medalist back in 2012. And then a couple years later in 2018, he became the undisputed cruiserweight champion. And then he's only 5 fights in to his heavyweight career, and he has beat some unbelievable people. He beat Derek Chisora, a really good veteran, beat Anthony Joshua 2 straight times, and then beating Tyson Fury just puts the cherry on top of it all. Getting back to what I was saying about pound-for-pound rankings, when you look at Usyk's overall body of work with the Cruiserweight Undisputed Championship, I know he's a heavyweight now, and the gold medal on top of it, and you put it all together, there's just nobody's resume and body of work that can go toe-to-toe with what Usyk has done in this sport. He really just is one of the best boxers, not just today and not just of all time, but one of the best heavyweights of all time. Everybody, there's a lot of big heavyweights that people talk about, the Lennox Lewises, the Evander Holyfields, the Muhammad Alis, the Mike Tysons. Those guys are unbelievable, but we have to start to look and start to put Alexander Usyk in that same category, because he's the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the 4-belt era. Although it's not going to be for long, it sucks that he has to drop the IBF title in a couple weeks. The contract was worked out before the fight, as there's a mandatory challenger for the IBF title. But with putting that to the side, this fight and what this has done for Alexander Usyk has made him one of the biggest stars in the sport of boxing. And there is a 2-fight deal. He will be rematching Tyson Fury, and it just makes that fight even bigger. Usyk versus Tyson now, instead of Tyson versus Usyk 2, is the biggest fight in boxing. It's that simple. I wanted to get into Tyson in a little bit, but overall, this fight is what we love about combat sports and what we love about high-level combat sports. It was exciting. It was back and forth. And in the 9th round, when Usyk had Fury hurt, he had him falling back towards the ropes, and it was ruled a knockdown even though his body didn't hit the floor. The refs jumped in. I actually thought that in some fights, a ref could have stopped that fight, not just as a knockdown, but stopped that fight as a finish. And that fight being over there in the 9th round, it very well could have happened. Fury bounced back great after, but that was the best moment of this fight. And just in general, Usyk landed 170 total punches in this fight. It's more than 30 punches more than the last fighter has landed. But like I said, I want to touch on Fury. We have to start to look and analyze if this is the end, and if the end of Tyson Fury at his highest level, at an elite level, and as the best heavyweight in the world, has come to an end. It's that simple. After he beat Francis Ngannou, I personally thought Francis edged him out in that one, but got dropped by Francis. As we know, people just made the excuse, oh, Tyson Fury wasn't in shape. He wasn't ready to go. He wasn't ready for that fight. Yeah, you can say that, but now it's back-to-back performances where he almost lost against Ngannou and then suffered a loss. He said he won the fight after. I didn't like how he said that they only gave it to Usyk because of Ukraine at war right now. I don't agree with that at all. But I really think we have to start to ask ourselves and start to think more about if Tyson Fury simply is just not at the top of the food chain in the heavyweight division anymore. But overall, unbelievable night of boxing that was on Saturday night. This was one of the best boxing and one of the best combat sports matches that I have seen in my lifetime. This one will live up for the test of time. This one will go down in history.